Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I decided to give you a tour of my whole physical TBR. I've been doing a series on my channel where I am attempting to finish my physical TBR because it just managed to keep growing somehow. And I thought it'd be fun to show you guys what I'm actually working with. I don't know. I feel like it could be fun. If you don't know what a physical TBR is, it's just like a common thing on social media, I guess you could say, because there's so many different types. Every single book you want to read, so to be read. My physical TBR is any book I have, but I haven't read. Just so we're on the same page. So let's get started. I'm probably going to regret this because this is going to make such a huge mess. Okay, starting with, what way do I need to move this way? Starting with my first shelf, which is most of my standalones, I believe, kind of. Just gonna pile books on now. So let's start with that. I'll just like take books off as I go. Also, real quickly, all the pages that you see are the books I haven't read. It's a little more intimidating when you know that. So the first book I have is The Cheat Sheet, which is by Sarah Adams. I've read Sarah Adams' books before. I've read a book by her. It was When in Rome. I started Practice Makes Perfect. I didn't really like it. I didn't hate When in Rome, so this is kind of like her, what's it called, second chance, like her redemption. Basically, the main character Bree is, like, has a huge crush on Nathan, I believe. Yes, Nathan, who is a famous quarterback, and she managed to fall into a situation where she has to fake date him for 3 weeks, and it's just like a fake dating sports romance. I'm actually kind of excited to. I've heard iffy things about it because everyone says that they are adults and they act like teenagers, and that's like my biggest ick when like they're like, oh my gosh, should I say that out loud? Because I feel like that's going to be a lot in this book. I'm excited. I feel like it could be just a cute romance, especially since Sarah Adams doesn't really write smut, so it's just like, I don't know, I feel like it could be a quick romance to read this fall, because I don't know, I feel like it could be a summery one too, but it's football. Football's in fall, right? The next book is We Were Liars by, who's this by? E. Lockhart. Yes. I don't really know what this is about. The back is like 3 sentences. If anyone asks how it ends, just lie. We are Sinclairs. We live, at least in the summertime, on a private island off the coast of Massachusetts. Perhaps that is all you need to know, except that some of us are liars. I don't know, I feel like that's intriguing. Again, iffy things about this one, which is why I haven't read it. I was going to read it like in the summer, but I feel like it's kind of a mystery, so I was saving it for the fall. I don't know. I'm intrigued. I'm excited. I've heard good things and I've heard bad things, so yeah. The next book is Every Last Word by Tamara Ireland Stone. I honestly bought this because I saw it at a thrift store and it was cheap. So I think it's just like mental health, or about mental health. But I've heard it's a really sad book, hence why I haven't read it yet. I'm really scared because I have a hard time reading about mental health and reading sad books. I can read a very happy romance and still cry. I find any reason to cry, so I'm very scared going into this book. But again, I'm saving this for fall because it's a sad book. And fall is the time when you cry. Well, I cried all year round, but like, you know what I mean? Stupid partial covers, I can't ever get these books out. Okay, the next book is The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. My friend actually gave this to me after she finished it. And I completely lied to her and said I'd read it soon. That was in June. That rhymed, that was amazing. I'm very intimidated by this book because everyone loves it. Why does that make me intimidated? I don't know, but it does. But I am excited to read it because, I mean, like, everyone else loves it, and I just don't, I haven't read it, and I'm excited to. I'm scared it's gonna put me in a slump. Uh-oh. Okay, we're gonna go up real quick because I ran out of room on my bookshelves. So I just kind of stacked books, and I can't really get any other books out without this. So, the next book is The Hating Game by Sally Thorne. This was like one of the first books I actually bought since I started reading. This is I think an academic rivals, not academic. I don't know. They're like competing against each other for the same spot in a job, I believe. And she basically hates him, but like doesn't actually hate him, and has a big fat crush on him. And there's like a lot of tension. I'm scared to read this book. Like most of the books that I haven't read, I'm scared to read. So you'll hear that a lot. I haven't heard much about this book, but it's there. Okay. The next book is Girl on the Line, which is a book about mental health. I just got the cover. I thought was so pretty. I appreciate it. Okay. I think the main character has depression, and I think it was getting really bad. She learned to cope with it, and she gets better. That's like the main gist of it. And again, I'm not a huge fan of reading about mental health, just because it's just kind of like a sensitive topic. So I'm really scared to read this book. I've kind of lost interest in this one as well, so don't know when I'll read this. The next book is The Roughest Draft by... Wait, is this book 2? This is like a summary read, and I've wanted to read this book for a while, but then summer disappeared, so I never read it. They're co-writers. I don't think they had a good relationship, so then they stopped, but they had to produce the book. So they were forced together to finish the book.
What are you doing?
So I feel like this could be a nice summary read, but like I said, it's not summer. So the next book is Addicted to You by Krista and Becca Ritchie. I'm so excited to read this book. I just like haven't picked it up. I feel like I've talked about this book a lot for some reason. It's basically about like addictions. This is, I think, a huge series, and that's why I haven't started it. The main character, Lily, is addicted to sex, and Lauren is addicted to booze. They're like hiding their addictions by, I think, fake dating each other. Surprise, surprise. Their relationship isn't very fake anymore. Again, the common like, oh no, we're just fake dating. Oh my gosh, I think I love you type of thing. I'm super excited. I'm hoping to get into this soon because everyone else loves it. So, it's like an unboxing because I forget that I own books sometimes. Why is it all coming towards me? The next book is The Bodyguard. Everyone was so excited about this book because the main girl is the bodyguard instead of the dude. I feel like this is kind of self-explanatory why I haven't read it. I don't like Colleen Hoover, and I haven't ever read one of her books. Everyone loves this book. There's just so much controversy with Colleen Hoover. I'm intrigued to read it, but I'm also kind of scared. I don't even know what this is about, but I feel like if you haven't heard about this, where have you been? It's a heart-wrenching story, that's all I know. People cry, and that's also another reason why I haven't read it, but I do want to read it soon so I can get it off my TBR because I'm sick of seeing this book. It's like taunting me. I swear. It laughs at me like, haha, you wimp. So, continuing on with this shelf, we have This Is Where It Ends, which I've been so excited to read this. I didn't know it was Kindle Unlimited. I wouldn't have bought it. The back is super brief. It says 10 a.m. The principal of Opportunity High School finishes her speech welcoming the entire student's body to a new semester and encouraging them to excel and achieve. 10:02 a.m. The students get up to leave the auditorium for their next class. 10:03 a.m. Auditorium doors won't open. 10:05 someone starts shooting, which I have been saving this for. The font is massive. Can you guys please take a hint? I'm trying to film here. I feel like this would be a good fall book because it's like a mystery, murder mystery. I'm super excited. I don't know, I'm kind of nervous though. Next book, actually it's right here. I'm reading this book. The next book is Wildfire, which is the second book to Icebreaker. And this one follows Russ and Aurora, which they hook up, and then Aurora leaves when Russ goes to the bathroom because miscommunication, hello. Then they find out that they're both working at the same summer camp, and it's 2 months of not being able to interact romantically with each other. So we're following the tension, and oh my gosh, I love Hannah's writing. so much. I've been annotating the crap out of this book. I love the characters, I love the writing. Definitely not as intense as Icebreaker. The next book is Loath to Love You by Ali Hazelwood, which is her 3 novellas in one. I've already read Under One Roof, but thought I'd go ahead and get this book so I can finish the 2 other ones. That was kind of self-explanatory. It's just all 3 of the stories are following STEM-based things, but I love Ali Hazelwood, so I'm hoping to read this soon. Let's go over here. I just got a book in the mail. I have Archer's Voice, which I don't really know what this is about, but I've heard really good things about it, and I'm super excited to read it. I actually checked it out at my library on my Kindle, but I didn't read it in time, so I ordered it, and I'm super excited to read this, so hopefully I read it soon. Okay, now going up to my second shelf, which is mostly series, I think. This is the one that I don't really read that much because I don't like reading series. Good Girl by Blood, which is the second book to A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. Just following this girl doing a school project, and she solves a murder case that no one else did. But I'm super excited. I'm actually hopefully going to read this soon so I can finish the series because I'm so excited to finish the series. Okay, we're going to go this way. We have The Fine Print, which is a thick book, and that's why I haven't read this one. Basically just following rich people. My favorite. The main dude is rich and has like a bunch of things, and so he hires the girl, and they're basically working together, but they both have feelings for each other, and then he kisses her and kind of messes everything up. So we're excited to go in this series. Everyone's loved the last book, and I feel left out because I haven't even read the first book. Okay, I'll hold these 2 books. The next 2 books we have are Things We Hide from the Light and Things We Left Behind, which are the last 2 books in the Knock 'Em Out series. I read Things We Never Got Over. I think it was a scratching, my goodness. And I loved her writing, and I loved the characters, kind of. Knox was kind of annoying, but this book is following Knox's brother Nash, and then this one is following Lucian. I've always said Lucian. I'm super excited to read these. They're just thick books, so that's kind of intimidating. But I'm hoping to finish the series soon. Okay, next we have Red Queen. Don't know what this book is about. I just know it's a fantasy book. I'm excited to get into this because it's fantasy and it's fall. I'm going to be saying the same thing over and over for this show. The next book is Shatter Me, and it's... my friend loves this series, and the only reason I haven't read it is because there's 11 books in the series. I'm just scared, and people don't really like the first book as much as they do the rest, and I'm scared that I won't actually like this. I'm super interested to see why everyone loves it. So the main character has like the fatal touch, and she doesn't have any freedom, and then she finally like starts fighting back. So I don't know, I'm excited to read this. Okay, here's the first not fantasy book. Actually, no, but sure. Next book is Heartless, which is the second book in the Chestnut Spring series. I'm so excited. I didn't get the first covers, like the mirror ones. Those ones were so pretty, but she's like releasing these new covers. I'm super excited to read this. I wasn't a huge fan of Flawless at the end. I feel like the first half was really good, but I don't know. I'm excited for Cade though, because I like Cade. I didn't really like Rhett, so we'll see. I'm super excited to get into this book. Stuff stacked with my books. Next book is Kingdom of the Cursed, which is the second book to Kingdom of the Wicked. That was like my first fantasy book that I've read, and I wasn't really into fantasy, so I can't really remember what happened, because I always get Once Upon a Broken Heart and Kingdom of the Wicked mixed up. You're just following this girl's twin sister's death, and she's trying to figure out why everyone's dying. What is even happening? Who is... I can't remember what happened exactly. One of the princes of hell, Prince Wrath, was helping her, basically. I don't know how that happened, but they were helping each other. I'm super excited to follow the rest of the series. I think some people count this as fantasy, but I don't understand how it's fantasy. Next book we have is King of Pride, which is the second book in the Kings of Sin series. This one is following Dante's friend, I believe. I loved the first one. I love Dante. I actually did start it though. Okay, the last book on my second shelf that I haven't read is Twisted Love. Same author as the Kings of Sin series. The other books are what scares me. So we'll see when I get to this. Okay, now time for my top shelf. Here's my top shelf. This is why I have no room for the rest of my books, is because I like to display my pretty books. I have the Inheritance Game series up here, which takes up half the shelf. We're gonna finish that series. Oh boy, okay. I have the last two books in the Some Write Are Pretty series. So I don't know when I'll finish this. Happy Place by Emily Henry. I don't know what this one's about, surprise, surprise. I just really liked all of her other books. And everyone was comparing this one to like the same level as Beach Read. So I'm excited. The last book on my bookshelves is Love and Rain by Ella Hazelwood. I still haven't read this one. I'm hoping to soon though. I say that with every single book, but I really do want to read this one soon though. I've been pushing myself to read this. The bookshelf is so empty now that I've taken all my books off. Okay, and thought we were done. Down here, this is the mess. Look at all those books. Right here, I have a stack of books that don't fit on my shelves. I have Pretend You're Mine and Finally Mine. I'm excited to get into these because I love Lucy Score's writing. I haven't really heard much about these, but I saw them at the store and they were super cheap. They were like $4 each, I think. And so I was like, okay, fine. That's, I think, the universe telling me that I needed these books, so I bought them. Yes?
Huh? Where's Gus? Wait, Earl.
Did you say Gus?
That's my buddy.
You had a buddy?
Had 3.
Actually? Not at one.
Not at 1, yeah.
Okay.
Had Gus, and Oreo.
Sorry, Gus.
Yeah. Son to bed?
Oh! That was disgusting! Continuing on, we have Forever Never, also by Lucy Score, which this one is like the thickest book by her. I saw this on Just Allie's page, like one of her videos. She was talking about it at the bookstore, and I was like, oh my gosh, I need that book. You don't fall for your brother's high school sweetheart, your boss's daughter, or your ex-wife's best friend, especially when they're all the same woman. I need to read this. The next book is The Perfect Marriage. Would you defend your husband if he was accused of killing his mistress? Again, a fall book because it's murder, and I'm so excited to get into this one. I've heard so many good things about this. We have The Girl Who... This one actually sounds interesting. They're basically like in this game. She's picked, as a contestant on a reality TV show. And basically people just start like dying. They're working together to get the treasure that they've heard of. So I'm kind of scared to read it though. The next book is Love and Gelato, which I feel like is also a summary book. So I'm gonna wait until summer to read this. It's kind of confusing, but intriguing. Okay, the last one in this stack, which is not the last book that I own that I haven't read, is One of Us Is Lying, sorry. These, I think 5 students, are put in detention, and they're like part of different, what are they called, cliques? No. They're like different stereotypes, like I think there's a jock, a nerd, the brain, the beauty, the criminal, the athlete, and the outcast. But Simon, the outcast, doesn't make it out of detention, so they're trying to figure out who killed him. So it sounds super interesting. I've heard good and bad things about it, and a bunch of you guys have been telling me that I need to read it. So, okay, I'm not going to pick these books out because they're in like a little case, which they're right up there, which I have Alice Oseman's 4 novels, I think, which I haven't read. Loveless or I Was Born for This, which they're just kind of like a mental health, LGBTQ kind of books. I love Solitaire and Radio Silence. I'm so sorry what the background was, but I'm nervous to go into those. So that concludes all of my books that I haven't read, which is slightly intimidating. That is very intimidating, actually. I only have, 3 books Actually, that's not bad. I have 23 books that I have read that I own. There's 7 books that I haven't read that I own. That is crazy. So I hope you guys enjoyed this mess that I just made, and I have to clean up after this. And the little tour you guys got of all the books that I haven't read and how much money I have wasted on those books. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you for watching. If you guys want more book content, let me know what type of book content you want down in the comments, or just any content in general, because I'm kind of running out of ideas and I want you guys to be interested in the videos because I don't want it to seem repetitive. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys later.